Okay, this is going to be a SketchUp tutorial. We're going to go over the basics of SketchUp. SketchUp is a free program that you can download from SketchUp.com, done by Google and Trimble. So once you get that downloaded and open it up, it's going to kind of look like this, depending on what version you have. But the features are pretty much the same. So to move around your model, I'm going to go over the mouse keys first. These are the easiest. You can also do them with the buttons up here at the top. But if you hold down the mouse 3 button or the wheel button, you'll notice that a little symbol will come up and you can rotate around the axis here. If you hold this if you hold the mouse 3 button with the shift button, you'll see that you can move and drag the image. Mouse 3 down, rotate. You can also do it with the symbols up here, so the hand for moving, the rotate button for rotating. This is your selection button here. Erase, lines, you can do it freehand or a straight line. Arcs, you'll see there's different types you can draw, different shapes, rectangles, circles, polygons. There's a push-pull feature here, which will allow you to create a shape, then make it a solid object and make it longer or shorter. Offset key. Now this move button here, you can do move, stretch, copy, and you can make an array, which we'll do in the next video. The rotate button, which will allow you to rotate a shape or object so many degrees on the model. Also scale, you can increase or decrease the scale of something with this. A measuring tool, text, a paint bucket, and then we went over the rotate and pan. Zoom, you can zoom in, you can magnify or you can use the mouse wheel again, in for more, out for less. Zoom extents, if you have something drawn, it will put your entire model, your extents of your model in the view of the camera. So let's go ahead and get started here. This girl's going to show up, sometimes it's a guy. I like to get rid of her, just erase. Let's go ahead and make a simple box. You'll notice with your pen tool here that it will snap to your lines in your grid. Green here is north, this way is north, usually on the grid, this way south, east, and west. And this becomes important if you want to add a location later, which is not on here. Tools. Let's see if we can get that back. Location, there we go. We'll add that on there. Usually it's on your toolbar, but if you have to add it, you can right click on your toolbar and add more toolbars. So let's go ahead and do a 6-foot line along the red axis, and you can always do this. You pick a starting point, and then if you start moving along whichever angle you want to go here, you can do it to an exact measurement by clicking like 6 and then the foot sign, enter. So that's another 6-foot line. Let's do a 2-foot line on the green axis. I'm sorry, that's blue. Do a 2-foot line on the green axis. You can always kind of tell where you're at. It will highlight, and you'll see 2-foot, 6-foot, 6-foot, and then let's go ahead and delete out these lines. So now you'll see we've made a 2 by 2 by 6 block. Let's go ahead and do a paint. So let's make this a concrete block. You'll see different types of material over here. Do a concrete color there. Use our push-pull tool. You'll see what this does. It makes it object larger, makes it a 3D shape. Let's do 2 foot. It's going to represent a 2 by 2 by 6 foot block that we're going to use for a foundation in our later example. Now this is a good way to show you how select works on here too. So notice I grabbed our select tool. You'll notice different things happen if you make a box and you drag it from the bottom to the left and you grab something. Anything that touches that box gets selected. Now if you select something, let's zoom into here. If you draw to the right, you'll notice that only selects areas that are totally enclosed in the box. So it didn't select this line, this line, this line, or this line. Or if you did the same box this way, it's going to select all of them. So that's sometimes handy when you're trying to delete out a specific line and there's a lot of lines. So let's go ahead and make this a component so it'll act as one piece. So let's go ahead and select this. We're going to right click on it, hit make component. Let's just call this a 2 by 2 by 6 foot block. And for our example, let's make a 30 by 60 foot building. We're going to do a 6 foot wall made out of these little 2 by 2 by 6 blocks that we're going to set a building on later. So let's use the move tool. You'll notice you can move, copy, stretch, and array. So let's just do a simple move. This first click is going to ask you where to move from. So let's grab this point here. You'll see it just moves along the axis wherever you want it. If you want to move a specific length, you can type in, let's say we want to go on the red axis 6 foot, just type in 6 foot and it'll go exactly 6 foot. Now let's undo that. Let's say we want to make a wall that's 30 foot. So let's do a copy command. So you're going to select the move again, and then this time if you hit control, you'll notice it makes a copy, and then it's asking you where you want to move it to. I'm going to move 6 foot. Let's say we want to do that 4 more times. So this is called an array. After you move it once, now it's going to ask, do you want to do it more? If you hit the X 4, it's going to make 4 total copies. So now you have 5 blocks at 6 foot or 30 feet. Let's go ahead and select all of these. We said we wanted to make a 6 foot wall. Let's do the same thing. Let's grab it from here, from this corner, hit our control button for a copy, go up 2 feet, and then go X2 for 2 of them. Now we have our 6 foot wall. So all good there. Now let's do the other side of our wall. We're going to select all the blocks. I'm going to hit Control C, Control V. Now I made myself a new copy. I'm just going to drop it over here. Now we need to rotate this 90 degrees to make the length here. So we're going to use this rotate button. Click it. It's asking you what plane do you want to rotate around. So this would be the green plane. You'll see what happens here. If you rotate along the green plane, it goes this way, which is not what we want. So let's exit. We want to go around the blue plane, so let's go this way, and we're going to type in 90 for 90 degrees, hit enter. And now we have a 30-foot wall section. Let's move that to where we need it. Let's grab from that corner, put it next to this corner. Now let's do the same thing here. Using our control command to move it, it would make a copy that way. Let's do it again. Control this way, and then control this way. Now we have our wall built. Now I'm going to use this example to show you what zoom extents does, so that will show you the whole thing. You can rotate around. Now you have a nice little wall there. So now let's go ahead and make the arch. So the arch command, it's going to ask you what's the left side of your arch, right here, to the right side. Then for their 30-foot building, let's say it's 11 foot tall. And so now we have an arch that's 11 foot tall in the middle. Let's offset this a foot to represent our chuck wagon. So I'm going to hit the offset button here. You'll notice when I move this, it's going to offset it this way or this way, depending on which way you're going there. Hit 1 foot, enter. Now you have 2 arches offset a foot. Let's just go ahead and make a simple line here to make it a solid component. Then we're going to trim out these edges. Now I'm going to show you the push-pull command. So we have our end wall set at the end of the block. We're going to hit push-pull. Let's go ahead and make this thing 60 foot long. So let's get it going the right way, this way. Hit 60, foot sign, enter. Now you have a building that's 60 foot long. You'll see that this component here is no longer solid. So let's just simply make a line here and make that solid again. Okay, you'll see sometimes the objects, when you make them a solid, go to a default kind of blue-gray color. Let's go ahead and switch this color up to like the seashell color or whatever. Anyways, make them all the same. Great. So now you have a basic little model here that you can dimension up. Under the tools, there's like a dimension key here, and it's going to ask you where you want to measure from. So let's just say show our 30-foot building using a 6 foot by 2 foot block. You'll see this is real quick. Showing your 11 foot height, and you can, so once you have something like this drawn, you have a model that's pretty useful for your customer to kind of show an overview of what you want to make them. You can save this as something here. Let's just put test building 1. And then if you want to export it to something, you can email them, like a 2D graphic, which would be like a JPEG or a PDF, whatever you prefer. And we exported that. Now you'll have a PDF model you can put in the, let's just go ahead and bring that up. I'll show it to you. You'll see here that that is what it will look like in a PDF that you can attach to an email. If you want to show them some different views, you can go ahead and erase out these. Let's rotate around. You want to give them a front view here like this, so get the view how you want it. Put your dimensions back in it, like so. An inside to inside dimension, again a wall height, a building height, and show them an overall height here, like this. Then simply say file, save as, give it another name, to file. Let's export another PDF. So export there. Now you will have a second attachment that you can, I'll show what we just made here. A second attachment that you could send along. So all that's real nice. I'm going to show you now how to add a location. So if you have a specific building site that you want to show this on a property, you can hit the add location button here, type in let's just do the plant here, Houghton, Iowa. And you kind of find your location on the map. Here's the plant, and select region. So let's put it out in the parking lot. You'll see the crosshairs here. Let's go ahead and grab that out and select region. The crosshairs here in the middle are going to be where the origin's at. So, and you'll notice, remember from the first where I told you which way is north. If you need to adjust it, you can always do that later, but let's go ahead and put it over here in this corner of the parking lot. You'll notice, so let's grab that. You'll see it put it right there in the origin location. So now we have the building that is sitting in the parking lot where you want it. You can export this to into a Google Earth model or anything you want there. We can also add animations to this that if you want to make it into a movie, we'll do that on a second video here.